Gator, our boy's going through a midlife crisis. Oh,
He
poor
is.
Damon. I mean, at least his hair's back, but
I know he's back.
uh,
I texted you that mid episode when I was
I
watching. I was like,
know.
the hair's back, baby. Because
Oh,
thank
I love.
fucking God.
Oh, he looks so much better with it. I understand. Maybe we were like spoiled with the long hair. That's why they'd give us the short hair. They're like, you have no idea how much better he looks with long hair. So we're gonna give you some short hair just to have you thirst after him more. But
I
if that was
did.
the plan, it
He's a
worked
trap in
perfectly.
this, man. It did. It worked so well. And everything else about him, too. This wasn't Damon's most exciting showing or anything like that. But
No.
man, I don't know. I liked him in this episode still. I liked all the stuff surrounding him. I like that he's kind of like, it seems like he's a caring father in a way, like to some extent. He's
Eh,
not a piece of shit. I don't think he's an absentee father or anything. Clearly, he's distracted. He's got his shit where he's obsessed with Aegon the Conqueror or whatever. I'm not saying he's a great husband either, but I don't think he's a bad dad. Have we seen anything to indicate that?
well, I guess the girl said he wants nothing to do with me, which I should just say, you should do some self reflection. Maybe you smell a little bit. Maybe you just go on talking too
Exactly.
much. You got to
Exactly.
like understand your dad is,
He's a very
pretty.
important man.
He's an important man. He's the rogue prince, baby. And
Yeah, like who are
oh,
you?
dude, at the beginning of this episode, we get to see him on his dragon flying around. And instead of like
Oh,
dodging the fire, she's like, I'm going to get you. He's like, dude, I'm just going to go right through the fucking fire, dude. I don't
how do you
care.
what I know exactly. He didn't give two shits. Well, what do you how do you feel about this relationship between him and forget about the age difference that we know exists. Do you like the Valerian, alliance between these two?
I do like the alliance, but me and you kind of talked about it, about the speed of this season, especially this episode.
Yes.
And it feels like this is so rushed. And I wish I could have had more time with these two to actually get the little more of the dynamic here because sh by the end of the episode, she's kind of like, oh, yeah, I don't, our marriage wasn't the best. I'm like, dude, we've been on
I
stream for like
know.
10 seconds and we saw you beforehand too. We were kind of looking forward to this union on episode 5. So season 6 kind of already dissolving. You're kind of like, oh, man, I wish I had more time here.
I know it's
But
crazy. We didn't see the development at all. And even in the beginning of this episode, it didn't seem like they were that rocky, It just kind of seemed like Damon was a little bit distant, like usual, not saying that much. And
yeah,
especially since we have his relationship with his previous wife to compare it to, this came off super well at the beginning. And then at the
yeah.
end, she fucking like kills herself. Like, oh my
I
God, that's how unhappy she was. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, okay, so yeah, there's a it's going so quickly with her, Lena. Lena wants to die a dragon rider's death, but I don't think a dragon rider's death is being burnt by your dragon.
No, I don't
Spoiler
think
alert.
so. Dragon Rider's death. I had time to get off my dragon one final time and have him kill me. Like, that's news to
But
me, man.
now I'm thinking maybe she's like something a little loose in her head because she also thought it's a good idea to maybe go flying when she's like 9 months pregnant with
I
her baby
know.
because at the beginning she's on that dragon flying and she's like just about to burst. So
But she
any
also thought it was a good
complications.
idea to give birth in like a doggy style position too, almost. So it's like, Jesus, what's going on, dude? Maybe the baby's not coming out because you're not laying right. Do you ever think of that? Get some
Yeah,
stirrups in
exactly.
there.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's trying that hard. Whatever. They're literally just women all sweaty screaming. They don't look like they're trying that hard.
No, it's not even that bad. It's not that bad. It was probably really hot in the room. That's probably all it was.
I mean, this does clear up this episode that Damon can finish. He just has standards, you know?
We've been saying this the entire time. By the way, too, everybody's making these jokes. Oh, Damon's impotent.
Oh,
Damon. Oh, wait. Semen retention. You know how quickly he
oh,
probably impregnated when he finally did finish that first time?
I know.
Immediately. There was like
Exactly.
next
Yeah.
to no split time between the ejaculation and the fertilization. It was immediate
Hmm.
because his semen retention was pristine.
Yeah. And I'm sure his kids will be even better too. I'm sure they'll be like super strong. They're two girls, I think he has. And I mean, hopefully I think one has a dragon. I'm trying to think now.
Yeah,
Because
one
I'm
has
like,
a
if they,
dragon. The other one hasn't inherited hers yet, or there's not hasn't
right.
been one born. Like she's trying to hatch it, but it's not working
Right.
out.
So yeah, I'm sure those kids will be badass, super cool and awesome because he's got the strong seeded Damon in him.
Dude,
In
I
them.
hope so. I hope so. I don't even care if it's like the diversity quota, being met or whatever. If it's Damon's blood, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm on Team
Yeah.
Damon, man.
I will say those kids look pretty dark for being only quarter black. You know.
Ooh, that's true. That is true. You think it's the same situation as over in King's Landing?
Oh no, who's she smashing? That's also her same skin
Maybe
tone or something.
Corliss's brother, the act like the way worse
Oh
acting
yeah,
Valerian brother.
yeah. He was way worse than everybody there. I like Corliss as an actor.
Me too. He's a cool guy.
Him in there. So, but you know what? This episode also tells us that you know the Sigma grind set of Damon works out way better than who's his name? Kristen Cole simp mindset. Because now Kristen Cole's just this little simp around the King's Landing, just going, "I'm gonna terrorize Rhaenyra."
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
exactly.
the
She's a
Sigma's like,
cunt.
meanwhile the Sigma has like he's on wife probably 3 now. I think he's right where he wants to be. Yeah,
He's
sorry,
on
sorry.
wife 3 and almost kid 3. And dude, he has to exist, and people literally offer up their kingdoms and land to him. He doesn't have to do
I know.
shit. Like, are you
I
serious?
know.
He had to confront his wife without saying a single word, and he inherits all of Runestone. And then now this guy, he goes to visit him for dinner, and this guy offers him up. What did he offer him?
Got from like a bunch of land and
On like
I don't
unlimited
know.
resources, basically, as much as
Yeah,
they could
right.
provide. And Damon's like, I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll see. It sounds okay. And dude, he's playing hard to get, and it's perfect.
Yeah, and I don't know where this like badass nature came from, Lyanna, that she decided that she wants this dragon rider's death, but you know, she's all about her blood and being like, yo, we got to go back there and die like Targaryens and or I should say Valyrians, like old Valyria, and not
Yeah.
just be these fat people growing old in our wealth. Which I mean,
She
I understand that, but it's such a weird, like we said, because it goes so quickly. I don't get this kind
yeah.
of
She gave up that dream, like, in
development
2
from her.
seconds.
I know, I know.
Literally,
Oh,
the next scene we saw her, and she was out there killing herself. I'm like, also too, huge bitch move to kill yourself when you have 2 daughters that
I that is
possibly aren't being loved enough by Damon. Like, maybe this shows that no, Damon's actually a great caring father because she feels comfortable not being there for them or something. But
yeah, yeah.
no, this is bad motherhood. Bad mother move right there.
Yeah, and I know she probably was thinking that maybe she's gonna die anyways in childbirth. So she's like, I'm just gonna go out my way,
Yeah.
which is kind of selfish to think that you could have saved the baby. Maybe that she's just gonna die with the baby. Kind of.
What did you think about the different response? Because, like, when Viserys had the choice between, basically the same exact situation earlier in the season, he took it right away. He's like, yeah, you know what, it sucks, but I have to make the choice. Cut her open, stat. Whereas Damon said, like, will she survive the procedure? And the Maester said no, and then he just didn't even respond. What do you think about that?
What do I think about the different responses? And
Like, do you think Damon
uh,
was apprehensive more so? Like, had more of an attachment to his woman somehow? It didn't seem like it, but in that moment, it kind of did.
yeah, I don't think Damon necessarily was like, yeah, cut her open. I think he was kind of like, oh, this is kind of shitty that I have to contemplate this. Now he has been very shitty in the past, but I King Viserys' decision, like we talked about before, his the birth of a son would save so many lives. So to
Yes.
sacrifice your one wife, who your duty is to the realm at this point, like I know you're like, oh well, she's just all she has to do is give birth to male heirs or whatever children.
Yes.
Look at the life they live compared to other people, and all she has to do is that. I think people would take that 9 out of 10 times. Nine out
Yeah,
of
I
ten
agree.
dentists recommend that lifestyle. So
No, I don't know why they talk about it, but every time I go to the dentist, they're recommending it to me. It's like there's so many degrees of separation to why I shouldn't be being told this, but it's every time.
I know. I should be living this lifestyle.
Yes, yes, yes.
Check out my teeth, please.
Just can you zip back up, please? I don't need to see it right
Oh,
next to my
Tim
face.
Watley. Well, on the plus side, we're gonna get Damon hopefully back here in King's Landing. He's done going on his like little self reflection midlife crisis. He's gonna come back. Hopefully, I'm sure he's gonna be on Rhaenyra's side of this whole
I think so
conflict.
too. Do you think he's going to end up in, like, is it going to be a Dragonstone thing versus King's Landing? Like, is Dragonstone going to have Rhaenyra and Daemon and that whole family? I thought maybe yes, but if that happens, dude, it's like, who's even in King's Landing? Like, that's going to be such a small force by comparison, you know?
Well, yeah. Well, what do you mean, King's Landing? The forces that'll be there? King's
I
Landing
mean,
will have more
like
of a
in
force
terms
than
of the
Dragonstone.
family, like, because I'm assuming Viserys is going to die. So, like, who's, if it's a Targaryen civil war, right? If you have one side that has like Rhaenyra Targaryen, Daemon Targaryen, like these 3 kids, no, 5 kids actually, then and the other side just has the 2 Targaryen offspring. Like, I don't know, it just seems strange.
Yeah, I don't know who else they're gonna bring in on their side. Hopefully, I mean, like you said, I want it to be even matched. I don't want it to be like a total
Yeah,
one
exactly,
sided.
exactly.
All the Targaryens over there. So we'll hopefully see. I don't want there to be a super huge time. Well, also they have the other girl, I guess, too. They don't really talk about her all that much in it, but Allison's daughter. You know what I'm talking about?
How wasn't this? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that one who's like
Yeah,
possibly autistic or something. She's like minding her own. I think. Yeah, well, I don't
yeah,
know what she is. She's like warging all the time or something.
yeah. She's doing something. She's stroking that thing a little too hard, but yeah, I want it to be even matched here, and I can't wait to see it um, by the end of the season. Hopefully, we get a little taste of it.
Agreed.
All right, let us know what you think of Damon's midlife crisis. Smash that like button, like you know Damon smashed his last lady wife here
Oh yeah, with
so many
maximum
times.
potency.
Maximum potency, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.